You're probably wondering why your investments seem to be stuck in a rut, and it's not just because the market is being overly cautious. The truth is, the financial system has been on shaky ground for decades, and it's only recently started to show signs of cracking under the pressure. According to a recent report by the Bank for International Settlements, the global debt levels have reached an astonishing $247 trillion, with over 70 of that debt being held by governments and corporations. That's right, folks. The same governments and corporations that are supposed to be managing our economies are actually drowning in debt. And it gets worse. A staggering 30 off that debt is considered zombie debt, meaning it can't even cover its own interest payments. It's like trying to hold water in your hand, only instead of water, it's debt, and instead of slipping away, it's crushing the economy. You might be thinking, what about the central banks? Can't they just print more money to fix the problem? Well, here's the thing. The same report shows that since 2008, the world has seen a massive increase in central bank balance sheets, with some countries seeing increases of over 500. That's right, folks. The very institutions tasked with managing our economies are actually fueling the debt crisis. The result is a financial system that's increasingly fragile and susceptible to shocks. And when those shocks come, whether it's another pandemic or even just a slight change in interest rates, the whole thing can come crashing down. So, if you're worried about your investments right now, you should be. The truth is, we're all living on borrowed time, and it's only a matter of time before the debt bubble bursts. For decades, investors have been riding the wave of globalization and technological advancement. But beneath the surface, a ticking time bomb has been building. The debt bubble, fueled by reckless borrowing and easy money policies, has grown to unprecedented proportions. Today, global debt stands at a staggering $277 trillion, with over 70 of it being held by governments alone. That's more than triple the total value of all the world's gold reserves. The consequences are dire. Central banks, desperate to prop up their economies, have resorted to quantitative easing on an unprecedented scale. In the United States alone, the Federal Reserve has pumped trillions of dollars into the system since 2008. But this liquidity tsunami has created a monster. Asset prices are inflated, and investors are living in a bubble. Meanwhile, pension funds and insurance companies are struggling to keep pace with their liabilities. The average American's 400-onic account is only $95,000, sheet off the amount needed to retire comfortably. And what about the looming threat of climate change? As governments and corporations scramble to adapt, the economic toll will be catastrophic. The writing is on the wall. This perfect storm of debt, inflation, and environmental upheaval has created a perfect recipe for disaster. Your investments are being rocked right now because they caught in the eye of this storm. The question is, what can you do about it? As we delve deeper into the reason behind the market turmoil, it becomes clear that a crucial development has been quietly unfolding in recent years. A development so significant that it's hard to believe nobody saw it coming. The culprit behind this chaos is none other than our very own Federal Reserve and its reckless monetary policies. You see, the Fed's experimental approach to money printing, known as quantitative easing, has led to a massive surge in debt and asset inflation. According to a report by the Bank for International Settlements, since 2008, global debt has grown from $80 trillion to an astonishing $250 trillion, a hopping increase of over 200. That's equivalent to adding one and a half new Americas to the world's economy. The consequences are dire. Asset prices have skyrocketed, fueled by cheap money and artificial demand. Housing, stocks, and bonds have become detached from reality, making them increasingly vulnerable to market corrections. The evidence is unmistakable. A study by the IMF found that over 40% of global growth since 2008 can be attributed to this very same debt-fueled bubble. And it's not just theoretical. Concrete numbers support this claim. This ANP 500 has gained an astonishing 450 since 2009, while real economic growth has struggled to reach 3. It's a vicious cycle. Cheap money fuels speculation, which drives asset prices higher, further fueling the Fed's desire to print more money. As we continue to explore this phenomenon, it becomes increasingly clear that the shockwave emanating from these policies is far from contained. The reverberations will be felt across all markets, and investors are unwittingly caught in the crossfire. The problem I'm referring to is the staggering amount of debt that's accumulated in the global economy. It's not just a number. According to the International Monetary Fund, global debt has ballooned to an astonishing $244 trillion, with the United States accounting for a staggering $72 trillion of that total. To put this into perspective, consider this: in 1980, the U.S. national debt was a relatively modest $994 billion. Fast forward to today, and it's grown by a factor of 73, reaching an eye-watering $23 trillion. This is not just a matter of government overspending, it's also true for corporations and individuals alike. The consequences of this debt bubble are far-reaching and devastating. When interest rates rise, as they inevitably will, the math becomes impossible. Governments will struggle to service their debts, while corporations will face insurmountable refinancing costs. Individuals will see their mortgage payments, credit card bills, and student loans skyrocket. The ripple effects will be felt across entire economies, causing widespread financial instability. The truth is, the current system is unsustainable, and it's only a matter of time before the debt bubble bursts. Your investments are being rocked right now because they are not immune to this tsunami of debt. It's not just about the pandemic or economic uncertainty, it's about the fundamental flaws in our economic architecture. Stay tuned for more on how to protect your wealth from this impending financial storm. As we dig deeper into the crisis, it becomes clear that the problem is far more complex and entrenched than just a typical market correction. The truth is, the very fabric of our financial system is under attack. And at the heart of this issue lays a ticking time bomb called quantitative easing. In 2008, the world was on the brink of collapse when governments and central banks intervened with trillions of dollars in stimulus packages to prevent a complete economic meltdown.